I think of all the sins that we might struggle with in the church, one of the ones for sure that many of us have experienced is envy. The one I think is probably the most frustrating one to deal with. Because of all the sins that we have, all the things that we think are rewards, envy gives us nothing. Why can't I be like that person? Why don't I have the things that they have? Why aren't I as smart as he is? Why aren't I as beautiful as she is? Comparison oftentimes is the thief of joy. The things that we should be grateful for, the gifts that we've been blessed with, oftentimes feel menial when you compare them to other people. And so I'm so very grateful that we have this reading from St. Paul in his letter to the Corinthians, where he reminds us about the individual aspect of our call to holiness. That each and every single person in this church matters. That you are loved and that you are necessary. He likens our own individual vocations to that of a human body. We, in our vocation as baptized people, represent Christ in the world. He gives us the example that the hand would not do what the eyes are doing. It'd be weird for the nose to try and hear. We all come in different shapes and sizes, different backgrounds and experiences, culture, gender, way of life. It'd be weird if our face was perfectly proportionate, if our nose, our ears, and our eyes were all the same size. You would just be really, really ugly. And so Christ reminds us of that. He reminds us of the beauty of the uniqueness of our vocation. But if we allow ourselves to be dictated on the way that other people live their life, the way that other people have the things that they do, we will never find joy in this world. You know, even me, for my own life, I struggled with comparison. When I entered into seminary, some of the brightest young men I've ever met were in that time. There were men that used to be rocket scientists, used to be medical doctors, and I was there just trying to figure things out. And I'm so very glad that I had a spiritual director and counselors and people to support me in the midst of it, in the same way that each and every single one of us are called to support one another. Because I'm so very grateful to have found my vocation. And I pray and hope that for each and every single one of you, that holiness can be attained within the context of your family life, as spouses to one another, as parents, as mother and father, the saint who becomes a doctor or a fireman or a janitor, a farmer, whatever circumstance you may live, you've been called to holiness as well. And so today we support the lives of two young girls at this Mass. We get to celebrate the sacrament of baptism, and we are reminded of this fact that we are meant to live a life that these young women will see someday and think is worthwhile. We have all been called to holiness. Amen.